In this video, I will show you how to pass multiple shit tests, escape the friend zone, and never get ghosted again on Tinder. As an online dating coach, one of the most common questions that I get from my clients is why they're constantly getting friend zoned, flaked, and ghosted by girls on Tinder. And look, sometimes girls just lose interest. Maybe their life got busy, they started seeing another guy. There's a lot of reasons why girls can lose interest, but most of the time when you're getting friend zoned and you're getting flaked and ghosted, it's not because girls are losing interest. It's because you made a mistake early on when you first started talking to them that put you in a box in her mind that is the friend zone or the list of guys that she doesn't take that seriously. And I'm not saying girls have like a list on their iPhone of guys that they don't take that seriously, but when you first start flirting with a girl and small talking, she's gonna shit test you to find out, how socially adept you are and challenge you by pushing you to see how far she can go. And most of these shit tests occur at the very beginning of your conversation in the small talk phase. So in this video, I'm going to give you a real example of a girl who shit tested me relentlessly and how I passed all of her shit tests. I matched with this girl who's an absolute rocket, like a complete Toronto 10 out of 10. And on one of her photos, she's in a bikini riding an ATV. So I opened up with, "We should recreate your third photo. I'll be the ATV." And she's like, if I had $1 for every sexual ATV line I received on this app, and then just sent a gif of like $1 million. So right off the bat, she kind of responds to my first message with a bit of a shit test. So keeping it playful, I responded, "Honestly, it was just too easy. It'd be cool if you did have $1 million though. I've always wanted a sugar mama." She keeps it pretty short and responds, "I'm more of a sugar baby." And honestly, with how hot this girl is, I wouldn't even be surprised if she's telling the truth. So I was like, all of your vacation photos lead me to believe you're not joking. The key to passing shit tests on Tinder is basically to keep reversing them back onto the girl. She's shit testing me a lot, kind of keeping it short. So I'm navigating that by constantly keeping it playful, flirty, and kind of poking fun at her a little bit. And it looks like she took the bait. She says, "Hey, I have a master's degree and a full-time job. Vacations were all me. Any sugaring ventures, if there were any, not saying there are, would be purely for other naughty reasons." So this is a pretty good response. I'm starting to break down her walls a little bit. A lot of the time in a dating scenario, one person is the buyer and the other person is the seller. And typically the girl is the buyer. Traditionally, guys are constantly trying to prove themselves worthy of taking a girl on a date. But I've always found I have the most success when I do the opposite of that, when I become the buyer and get the girl to start selling to me. Why should I take you out on a date? So I responded, "I'm glad you don't need me to pay your rent, but if you're thinking a naughty week in Mexico, I think we'd have a fun time. Winky face." So she responds with yet another shit test and says, "You may not have been the first to offer me a week in Mexico." Guys are simping so hard these days that I'm not even surprised that she's getting offers to go to Mexico, but I think she thinks that my last message was me trying to be her sugar daddy, and I'm shooting that down right away. So I had to clear the air. I was like, no, I'm offering to let you bring me. And it looks like I finally passed all of her repeated shit tests because she says, "Damn it, not used to being on the other side of the transaction. I was not expecting that." Well, expect the unexpected. I was like, what can I say? I'm not like the other guys. So now that I passed her shit test, the small talk phase is pretty much over. And now I want to check her intentions. So I said, "You're cute. What are you looking for on here?" She said, "Looking to meet new people and just see where things go. Nothing serious necessarily, but I wouldn't shy away from a real connection. What about you?" So I playfully responded, "Oh, so like a friends with benefits." And she sends me a rolling eye emoji. And I was like, "I'm looking for someone chill and fun. Nothing super serious, but going with the flow. Just a good vibe." Basically matching her energy. Now, she didn't respond right away to that message. And since I already passed so many shit tests, I already got her intentions. I knew I was close to getting her number. So in this very rare scenario, I did double text a couple hours later with a shit test of my own. I said, "I'm into kinky girls though. And low key, you look so innocent." Sending a message like this is basically forcing her to prove to me that she is naughty enough to go on a date with me. She's like, "LOL, no. You're wild if you think you can judge someone's kinkiness by the way they look." So again, she kind of took the bait and I was like, "Prove me wrong then. What's your snap?" So after all that work, she comes back with yet another shit test and says, "If you had experience dealing with kinky girls, you'd know my snap comes at a price." Who knew the girl with a master's degree and a full-time job is also selling a premium Snapchat? How wholesome. So once again, reversing the shit test back on her, I said, "I'm here to fill something, girl, and it's not your pockets or your ego. Send it over." She says, "Ha ha ha, it won't work then. I thrive off emptying wallets and certain body parts. all while my ego and vanity are being stroked. Sorry, dude. And while it may look like she's just straight up rejecting me here, I don't really think that's the case. Like, this girl's an absolute 10. Her Tinder notifications must be going off nonstop with thirsty dudes trying to get a date with her. So if she wasn't interested in me, she'd probably just stop responding. So I played it cool and said, LMAO, thank God I'm not desperate enough to pay. Basically, once again, solidifying the fact that I'm not like all the other simps in her Tinder DMs and that I'm on her level. She's trying so hard to be the buyer and make me the seller, make me convince her why I'm worthy, and I'm just not falling for it. So she says, fair. But are you thirsty enough to satisfy my ego? This is basically the last leg she's standing on at this point. I said, nah, but my gut tells me you don't want a bitch boy anyway. She sends an emoji that says guilty. I basically defeated her final shit test, destroyed the last leg she was standing on, and just said snap. And just like that, Snapchat secured. Now, this is a pretty extreme case where this girl was an absolute 10 and she threw everything at me but the kitchen sink. Based on my experience, what I found is the hotter a girl is, the more shit tests she's gonna throw at you. But if a girl is even slightly interested in you, she's probably gonna throw at least one shit test at you. Just remember, the key to passing a shit test is just to reverse it on her and stay strong. Remember, you're the buyer and she's the seller. This video should give you some really practical tools that you can use on your Tinder game to pass those shit tests, get flaked on less, get out of the friend zone, stop getting ghosted, and really just improve your dating life. If there's anything specific in your dating life or your Tinder game that you're having trouble with or you're just finding a roadblock at, it's totally normal, and sometimes you just need a wingman in your corner. If you want to work with me one-on-one to level up your dating game and start getting more matches, more dates, more connections with hot girls on Tinder, hit the link down in the description of this video and book a one-on-one coaching call with me right now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. And if you did, pound that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.